Hi guys, today I'm going to show you some interesting finds from the Second World War time, and it's mostly all about the tanks and planes which were excavated here in Estonia near the Narva town. It's basically different parts, and every part, which is more interesting, is having its own interesting story. I'm going to share some stories with you. Stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. As you can see, those are engine of the Soviet close air support airplane called Il-2. You probably have heard about the similar war simulation game called Il-2. It was pretty famous back in 2000s. So this is the real engine, and as you can see, it's still in quite a good shape. But I can show you some parts which are could be difficult to imagine how that got broken, but in reality this caused this damage. As you can see how what is the width of these metal parts. It was actually broken during the landing, so it's difficult to call to to name crash the landing, but in reality, yes, it's just crashed, and it's not much left here, as you can see on the front part of the engine. There are still some numbers, as you can see on that plane, like over here, 8072. So I will try to focus, but maybe you don't see it very well. Yeah, now it's better. 8072. So basically these numbers, and it helps to identify the plane, because usually when you find the plane you find only a lot of different pieces of metal, like that one for example, or the chassis. As you can see, the damaged chassis. So you can identify what was the plane model, but you want to connect this plane to some existing story, like how it crashed, when it crashed, who were the pilots, what was the pilot story, did they survive, or they were killed in action, or they didn't survive the landing. So that's some part of the numbers what I usually seen on the plane parts. Exhausting system of the engine, well, it was washed, of course, cleaned and conservated and placed on that special tool just to hold this engine, because it's so heavy. Actually, it's really pretty heavy. And just imagine what was the impact during the plane crash, that the front part with the propellers and the nose just damaged so heavily that it threw away the part of engine. That's really crazy. Here are some more parts of the engine, and that's probably transmission system. Also from some unknown yet for me Second World War time plane. There is some writing in Russian that if you load the bombs less than 50 kilograms, then use the special transmission. Again, the part of the chassis and some unknown metal piece. This is also a propeller, as you can see. It's battle damaged. So in such condition. And this is just the tank parts, one small track, and the wheel actually for the track, and an ammunition holder which was in the tank. Again, some helmets, some stuff, to carry out the shells and so on, and that's the plane parts as well, as you can see, that small one. This is also some kind of the plane part, heavily damaged during the crash, but as you can see, it's washed and conservated as well. So currently it's in a good condition, way better than it was in the ground. Just imagine when you find this piece of metal in the ground, how dirty it is, and full of mud and water. But now I don't see any markings here, but actually it must be markings. Plus the original color is also saved. That is also the parts of the plane, as you can see. The big chassis. Rubber still exists. And that one with some gear, and I don't know what is it actually. It's really difficult for me to guess. And the one more, it's actually made in Russia, as I can see by the writing that it's made in a Yaroslavl city on a rubber plant in Yaroslavl. It's such a good condition, as you can see. Well guys, that's just a small part of this big collection which will be exhibited somewhere in the near future. I hope that it will happen. I hope you liked it, and if you have your own plane stories or you want to see it yourself, just let me know in the comment section. I would be glad to read your comments, what I'm doing almost every time when I release some new videos about the history, metal detecting and treasury hunting. So I hope that we will have more interesting stuff soon as well. So guys, see you. Bye bye.